And welcome back to the 21st Underwater Hockey World Championships here in the Gold Coast, Australia. We have a fantastic match here coming up shortly between the Women's Elite Division between Canada, who will be in black, and Australia, who will be in white. With my guest today is one of the local Australian supporters here, Rami. Welcome to the booth, Rami. How are you doing today?
Hey, Daryl. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. Fresh off the plane, and I'm stepping into the well-worn boots of Tori Wickham and Phoebe Stewart. They've set a very high standard for this tournament. I can't wait to see what lies ahead. We've got a minute and a half until this game kicks off. I think that's just about enough time to run through the team list. Daryl, how about you run us through the Canadian women?
Perfect. So the Canadian women's list: number 2, Liz Johnson; number 3, Alex Gerben; number 4, Alita Cricken; number 5, Ellen Oliver; number 6, the captain is Emily Dressel; number 7, Kathy Pearson; number 9, Melanie Johnson; number 10, Michelle Rivers; number 11, Laura Munoz-Bena; number 12, Dominique Adams; number 14, Adamina Cardin; and number 15, Valerie Robert. And I believe today sitting will be Adamina and Laura for this match. And for the Australian side?
Wonderful. So running through the Australian women, we have number 1, Samantha Blackham; number 2, Gabrielle Larson; number 3, Camilla Reyes-Perdomo; number 4, Catherine Howard; number 5, Casey Hoskins; number 6, Eliza Game; number 7, Bridie Hilda; number 9, Camille White; number 10, Catalina Chica Perez; number 12, Sarah Tyndall; number 13, Alice Vanderwood; and the captain, number 8, Zoe Kahneman.
Excellent. Well, both teams are set to go, and we're just getting our referees set up here. Both teams have had a chance to have a quick chat with their coach before the match, and we're set for the first strike. It's going to be an exciting match around me. Let's see how they do off the initial face-off here. And here we go. Both teams quick off the draw, heading for the center of the pool. Looks like it's about equal time getting to the puck. Australia getting a quick drive coming through. And a good drive into Canada's end, but a call quickly for obstruction against Australia. And so Canada's going to get the first advantage puck of the game.
Yeah, the Aussies sent back towards their defensive tray. Canada look to set up their free puck. It looks like they'll throw 2 bodies forward and have their center take the puck. They flick it.
Nice big flick and an up and over by Canada. Australia quickly pinching that and protecting that to the outside wall. Oh, and a good push up the wall here by Australia, but a nice back pick by Canada as they flick forward. Nice play along the wall and a good drop pass to Canada as they pinch through. But Australia recovers nicely and holds it on the wall. Australia doing well here. They're going to open it up now a little bit with the swing play, but Canada cutting that off. The intercept. Couldn't quite get it and pop it down into the tray. And they go out to the far side wall. Well done by the defense on Australia's side.
Yeah, hard in the throat moment. Clutch defense, but results in a deep backline switch, and we've taken it to the far wall. Just going to cycle them for the moment being. Sam Blackham lurking down. She chooses to take it, leave it on the wall. Canada's going to make an effort to bring it off, but no, it looks like we'll stay over there for the time being.
Oh, and a big flick there up into the body of the Canadian, I think it was. Oh, yes, it was unsportsmanlike. It did get flicked up high into the body, and the Australian player headed out, number 4, I believe that is. And so she's going to sit in the bin for 2 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, Kate Howard throwing another wayward flick into possibly the face of an opposition player. That puts the Australian women down to 5. They're in their defensive third.
And Australia, though, very experienced team. They know how to defend well even when they're down on a penalty. Canada, though, want to set the tone early in the game with a 6-on-5 advantage. So we'll see if they can do that and pop one in early here. They're scrumming along the far wall. Canada trying to get the better of the possession, but Australia, some great defense here. And another call on the play, and it's against Australia for chopping, or stick infringement as we call it.
For those playing along at home, a chopping foul is where the stick makes contact with a player's body and not the puck. to the advantage of the player who's infringed.
Well done. A couple of bodies colliding hard in the middle there. Everybody down low. Canada has numbers on the bottom as they try and punch through, but the puck squeezes out, and a call on the play. And we're just waiting for the refs to get set up here. I believe that's going to be, yes, it was against Australia again. So they're working down that penalty here.
Zoe Canavan taking the opportunity now to call a timeout for her team. Probably a wise decision. They're on the back foot here, right on their defensive tray. And they haven't been overly dominant so far in the first half. Canada maintaining most of the possession in the drive. A few nice moments from their defense, and Stu Parkinson will swim in now to give some advice to his team.
So Coach Marie-Renee Blanchette comes in to have a quick chat on how she wants to play this puck. A lot of times teams, when they get right down onto that 5-meter line, they crowd the front of that goal and they drive right up the middle. We'll see if that's Canada's strategy here. And we'll see how Australia decides to defend this with still one down for about another 40 seconds, but they've done well so far to run the time down on this.
Yeah, certainly if it were me in the water, I'd be looking for the corner beneath my sub-bench and just take it over there, cycle through, get some fresh legs in, and as you said, wind the clock down until Kate Howard jumps back in the pool.
All right, and so here we go. There's the flick in. Canada trying to punch through. There's a second flick coming in. They're all down in numbers, and it looks like that may have been put in. We'll just wait for confirmation from the referees. There's a signal, and it is a goal for Canada, striking first. By number 4, I believe that was finishing it off, Alita Cricket. Yes, it was. Excellent finish by Alita. She's one of the forwards for Canada. And a good job by Canada finding the hole to get the puck through.
An unfortunate start for the Australians. Canadian women richly rewarded for their efforts early on in this game. We'll see what answers the Australians have. Camille White.
Australia now back to full strength, so they'll be happy about that, and they start a good strong drive right away off the strike. Puck slides back from the defender just slightly. Canada keeping the pressure on here along the wall. And another call on the play, this time against Canada for chopping. So Australia going to get a good advantage puck here right around center of the pool, or just slightly back of that.
Yeah, I think that might be the Australian women's first free of the game so far. Kate Howard back in the water now, so we're back to 6-on-6.
And here we go. As she does a nice little drive up the wall, and a big flick down the wall by Australia. Beautifully played. And a good curl. They try to cut it across to the far side. A nice swing play started here. We'll see if they can capitalize on this. Canada stays down in numbers, trying to punch the puck back out to the wall. Australia now driving the middle. Canada scrambling a little bit, but they go, bring it to the wall, and they're just going to hold there for a quick reset of their team. And a nice little back pick, and here's a swing play again.
Another big flick from Kate Howard. Good flick for a woman.
We've lost our goal camera here on camera 1 earlier, and so we will use the center cam to broadcast it as we get into the Canadian end here. Good job by Canada to clear outside to the wall. Australia going to start another swing play. Canada cutting that off, containing him onto the wall.
Yeah, an opportunity there that Australia couldn't quite capitalize on. Canada doing very well to clear it out. They look to switch the puck across the pool.
Oh, and that's nicely cut off by Canada. Oh, and a nice pick by number 2, Liz Johnson. She's got some speed on her. She's looking for some help in the backfield, that they do come in and continue the drive. There's the flick by Ellen Oliver. Here they come, straight in on the goal. Australia, oh, well done on the defense by Australia.
Howard hustles and she releases to her wing. Sarah Tyndall now going for a big swim. Supported in the center by Alice Vanderwood. And she's content to hold it on the wall for just a few moments. Pickpocketed by the Canadian. And Catalina comes out, looks to take it away from the wall, but she's chosen to go back. And the Australians now flooding in to support their teammate.
Well done by Australia there on that breakaway. It looked like Canada may have had a good chance to put in one more, but Australia says no, shut the front door, and we are out of here. And a great job. So back along the wall, Australia starting another drive and a call on the play. And it's an illegal stoppage by Australia, or an illegal knockdown. And so we will have a free puck here for Canada. Right around the center court. Both teams looking very strong so far, Rami, here.
It's been an arm wrestle so far. Canada maintaining possession of the puck very well and getting good numbers down to support. The Australians have picked up their game in the last few minutes, and they've started to move the puck around the pool rather than hold it on the wall. We're in a bit of danger here, but well picked up by Hoskins. She looks to clear, but she's tackled by a double team of Canadians. And we have another call from the referee.
Oh, and the referee is looking for a player going out for 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike. I believe that may be against Canada. Oh, no, it's against Australia again? No, it is against Canada this time, number 4, Lita Cricken. But I believe they were playing an advantage, and so Canada may still keep the advantage even though the player is going out. We'll see how this plays out. Oh, and an Australian also going out to the box. So we've got one from each side, some 5-on-5 hockey with Canada getting the advantage. And Canada now is going to take their timeout wisely with about 7 minutes, just under 7 minutes left in the half. So that was an interesting sequence of events. One player from each team. I think one probably got 1 minute penalty and the other a 2 minute penalty for unsportsmanlike. We'll wait for them to. There's a 2 minute for Canada. And we'll see what comes up for Australia here momentarily.
Australia finding themselves in a very similar position to their first goal conceded against Canada. They're right on the back foot of their tray with Canada taking their timeout, reflecting the timeout taken by Australia earlier on. An opportunity for them to convert, but as mentioned, it's 5-on-5.
And there's a little more pool space to swim through. And I know that that can make all the difference sometimes for these teams. And so with the timeout expired, here we go as they charge in on the goal. Canada trying to punch that through. Here they are down in numbers. Australia trying to get it out to the corner. Canada applying intense pressure here along that back wall. Can't quite get it. They continue to drive the back wall. Australia trying to get it out to the corner. They can't quite get it there.
Hoskins lurking in the center. She bobs up for a breath of air. The Canadians pulling it out. Hoskins back down.
Oh, well done by Australia there. And we have a call on the play. It's obstruction against Australia with the penalty times ticking down. Australia is going to be back in first here, so that it'll be a 6-on-5 advantage shortly here. I'm sure Sarah's going to be refreshed and want to get right back into the play here. There's the flick into the body, though. We'll see if the referee pulls that up.
Game fights hard to shut down the switch. She's back down to look to release on the wing, but we've had a call from the referee.
And I believe that's going to... Oh, they're calling an illegal stoppage on that. It looked like it flicked up into the body, the lower body of the player, but the referee didn't feel that was a unsportsmanlike or a dangerous shot, so Canada maintains the advantage, working off their penalty in Australia's zone, another 30 seconds. Canada right on the 5-meter line with good position here. We'll see how we do on the advantage puck.
Game streams forward. It's contested in the middle.
Oh, Australia
Howard looking to punch through.
Beautiful. That was a great clear by Australia. Brilliant defensive play.
I believe that was Sam Blackham. She's gone up for breath, but she comes back down without hesitating. Fought by a melee of Canadians. She calls, protects, looks for her fullback Howard, who's going to try and punch it up the wall.
Canada leaving a bit of a gap there for a second. Oh, that puck got flicked up, and oh, that's a bit of an obstruction right there along the wall as we saw. We'll wait for see if the referee are playing the advantage on this as Canada still maintaining possession briefly. And they do. They're trying to still drive it down the wall. Australia retreating now. And
Wide.
Canada cycling well on this wall. Both teams, for that matter.
Perez getting into it, using all her force of will. The dual national representative, Canavan, shovels it through to the center. Now Tyndall.
And they try to make the flick back down the wall. Now Australia may, well, I thought they may try and pull the switch play, but they decide to contain it on the wall, and a call by the referee. Obstruction once again by Australia with just under 4 minutes left to play. Canada up 1-0 in the first half. And here we go with the free puck for Canada. The flick gets through, but gets shoved to the outside wall again. Oh, there's the switch play by Canada. Gets intercepted briefly by Australia. Both teams still going at it. They stay down, fighting hard. And Australia content to swing it all the way to the far side of the pool and come all the way around. Nice job by Australia to execute that switch play.
Big swim from the Australian wing, and perhaps the change of momentum they need, but unfortunately brought to a halt by the referee. It's a foul against Canada. It's only their second of this game so far. Most of the fouls going against the Australians. And they'll be sent back to defend for, I believe it was a chopping foul there.
Yes, correct. And good opportunity after under that pressure for so long for Australia now. And they go for the switch play. Canada tried to cut that off. A little bit of a deflection off the stick there. Canada staying down. Australia, though, applying pressure, trying to cut through the middle. Oh, and a good steal by Ellen Oliver, number 5. But Australia regains, and now they're starting to drive. Canada, though, picks the puck back up and fights hard to get it back to that far outside wall.
Hoskins looks behind for the halfback, and we have a call from the referee. Chopping foul against the Australian.
Oh, another one against Australia again. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out as they continue this match here with multiple fouls so far.
Neither team yet to concede a warning for any infringements, but certainly with the number of chopping fouls Australia are conceding, it may well be that the team receives a warning. Another call from the referee, again sending the Australians back, this time for barging. Barging occurs when the player uses their body to their advantage to move the puck forward.
And Canada now starting again with the free puck on that far side corridor. They make the flick up, Australia down to take that away and start a drive right back. Canada trying to pick the puck off the Australians, but can't quite get there. Oh, and here comes a big flick by Australia, and they're cutting across now with numbers. A bit of a obstruction by number 12, and I think the refs caught that one and is pulling that one up. Yes, that's what it was. As the forward was looking for the pass coming up, but managed to block out the Canadian defender, unfortunately.
Yeah, these fouls against them really hurting Australia's momentum thus far this game.
Yeah, they're having a hard time getting some flow from their natural game here.
Canada winding down the clock, content to take it to their subside wall. It's a little dangerous, of course. It is close to their defensive tray, but if well held, they can just wind down the clock and kill the first half. Looking to flick past Howard, but she shovels it up. Beaten anyway, but well cleared by Catalina. She's going to go for a wide swim. Supported by a teammate. Looks for the center again. Danger time here. Back to Howard. Looks for Hoskins.
15 seconds left. Australia could still make a play here late in this half, but they got to get something going right now. And they do. They start the drive along the outside, looking for some help here. Canada trying to just hold them up. And they do. They'll do the reset here on the wall, and that'll be the halftime. Wow, what an exciting first half, Rami. That was phenomenal by both teams. Australia really strong defensively. I think the unfortunate fouls and penalties got the best of them in that first half. What did you see from your side there?
Yeah, not the start the Australian women were hoping for. Canada scoring quite early on in the first half. Australia unable to answer so far. A lot of the play being locked into melees and contests along the wall and the wall corridor. I'd love to see the women taking it wide as they did this morning against South Africa to have a really dominant result of 7-2. This wall contest, I feel is just not working for them right now. To their credit, the Canadians are having great support around the park, really accurate passing as well, and when it comes down to crunch time, they're getting lots of bodies underwater to finish off their goals.
Yeah, I think as well, like you say, the Australians, they have executed their plan very well against other teams where they swing and break things open and create holes in the middle of the pool, and they're able to drive through those. The Canadians seeming to be reading that very well, shutting down that switch play or the swing play and keeping them towards the outside walls. So good strategy by the Canadians here, not letting the play open up too much. We'll see if they adjust any strategies for this second half or if they're going to continue to do the same thing as they've been doing. Australia, of course, speaking with their coach, some very experienced players, and I'm sure they're going to make a change in the second half here to their strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, as a testament to the Australian women, they have an attitude of never say die. This morning's game conceded the first 2 goals against South Africa and then had an unanswered 7-goal response to
for sure
defiantly take out that game. And so anything is possible. We're still 15 minutes left to play, but I can't wait to see what happens this half. It's been a nail-biter so far.
Exactly, yeah. No, the Australians, a lot of experience and a lot of history here in underwater hockey here in Australia. They know how to deal with controversy and goal-down situations. Canada feeling that they have a better team than what they were dealt earlier in the competition, and they wanted to prove that, and I think that's why they're pushing so hard this match. So we'll see how things go for the second half. And we want to do a quick shout out to all the people watching our live match right now from all over the world. In Canada, it's quite late or very early in the morning for them and all the local folks here. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll continue to bring you this fantastic match.
All right, 10 seconds left in this halftime before we commence the second half of this game. Canada currently leading Australia 1-0. Let's see what each team have to say in the second half.
All right, and so here we go with the first strike of the second half. Both teams getting there at equal pace. Australia trying to come right up the middle right away and set the tone. And they do, and a good push by Australia here coming up the middle. They look for the help from the backfield. Nice layoffs. There's a switch play. As we said, Canada trying to shut that down once again. Australia trying to open it up and get some holes. Here comes the big push.
Canavan looks to raise the stakes, and she's lifted her team, looking for the centre now. This is much better play from the Australians, and Canada now sent to the back foot for a chopping foul. They'll have to defend right on their goal tray.
And this is maybe the opportunity that Australia needed right here. Clearly their coach had something to say at the halftime, as you can tell in the attitude and the start of this play already.
If I know Stu Parkinson, I'd like to think I do. I reckon he told those women it was time to release the beast. Howard looks to swim it in. There's bodies everywhere, and the puck has hit the backboard.
The puck looks like it went in. As we pan over to the crowd, we're not sure here, but it looks like that was definitely awarded. So 1-1, it is game on. As we go back to our underwater camera, or our topside camera there.
Goal taken by Kate Howard, that is, the vice captain of this team. Howard the Hulk, as I've been calling her.
Well done by Australia to bring that one back quickly early in the second half. And like I said, this one was going to be a tight game. I was really looking forward to seeing these two teams go at it hard. So
Sarah Tyndall putting on display the much neglected dolphin kick, and it seems to have taken it out of her, but she's lurking in the center now. A get and give, she looks for a wing, Casey Hoskins, and they're going to keep working up this ball corridor.
And good job by Canada to regain possession there as they start a big drive coming up that left wall. Looking for a pass play to the mid side there as they drive it down the pool some more along the short wall. Australia now really getting numbers down in there. Canada following up. Oh, and a nice pick by Australia.
Alice Vanderwood looking to Vandersmash, but she's cut short by the referees on a chopping foul.
Unfortunately, yep. Just as she came in to pick that. It was a really nice play, just a little bit of stick foul.
Yeah, and a powerful testament to the value of the super sub. Vanderwood coming fresh off the bench and quick to get under. She's ready. Canada seems to miss the start.
Yes, that's what it looks like. So it's equal puck. They lose their advantage. They did not hear the buzzer go. And we've had that a few times with various teams throughout the weekend, getting confused with the two signals in the courts, so or not hearing them at all.
Very unfortunate lost opportunity there for Canada. Australians breathing a sigh of relief. They've bobbed down. White on the wall, looks for a halfback. Another call from the referee. We have a barging foul against Australia. Perhaps getting a little desperate to clear it out of their defensive third.
So 4 minutes gone in the second half now. 1-1 match between these two excellent teams. Canada now on the drive. They punch through, driving Australia back now. They look for the curl pass. Oh, and they try for the layoff, but can't get it over to the outside player on Canada. And another call. And it's going to be an obstruction call again against Australia. They're going to have to be careful here. They've had several of those in the first half already. And we could start seeing time penalties if they're not careful. So here we go with the advantage puck, or the free puck. Canada taking it on time this time. As they get the flick in, it bounces off, I don't know if it was a fin or a body, but they continue to try and press Australia back to their corner, and there's the call. And they're looking for a player, number 6, I believe.
It's Eliza Game has received a warning for
6
barging.
weight for barging, yes.
Not sure quite when she had the time to do that. I saw her on the surface just coming down for an effort, but in any case.
Sometimes you see 6, maybe it was a 1 instead of the 6. Or
a 5 or an 8.
I know as a ref, I totally sympathize with the refs because that's what happens. You try to do your best to find the right number.
Australia look to clear it to their corner, get some fresh legs in through the bench. Canada hustling hard. Here's an opportunity for them.
Oh, here's a push right down on that corner. Canada's trying to push hard. They're looking to find a hole to get it through. There's the push, the curl play. Great defense by Australia. Oh, well done, Australia, on the defense. Oh, they get the flick through. Australia somehow finding a way to keep it out. Canada's lost a stick there as it's lying on the bottom. And I believe we had a fault on the play. It's obstruction. And I believe that's against Australia once more. So several now in the first half and the second half. And White wisely taking their time out now as they were under extreme pressure.
Captain Canavan realizing that this is the moment her team needs to just relax a little bit. The frequency of the fouls happening right now possibly suggesting the desperation the Australians are starting to feel to clear it out of their defense. Be lovely to see them going on a few more swims. Eliza Game and Camille White yet to be released in this game to get their quick legs fluttering.
And one of the referees coming over to the Australian side and letting him know number 12 is also being warned for obstruction or barging. And so with a few players now being warned.
That's Sarah Tyndall, number 12, the Seagull.
All right, Canada now with the free puck right on the 5-meter line. They have another opportunity to get it done here and go get the go-ahead goal. We'll see if they can do it. There's the flick to the inside. Puck comes back out. It gets swept in. They're trying to punch it through. Couldn't quite get it. And they'll keep the pressure on that wall. Good steal by Melanie Johnson, number 9 for Canada. They try to drive it down. Australia again clears to the corner. And a call on the play again for obstruction. And a warning against, I believe it was number 8?
It was 8 or 9.
8 or 9, yeah.
I suspect it may have been 8, Zoe Canavan. Certainly trying to pull out all the stops to clear it out of there, but unfortunately when you're doing that, it can be pretty easy to get your body involved.
Oh, and that was an interesting little play by Canada. They decided to swim it in, curl and lay off, and Australia trying to get it back out, but Canada's still on them.
Tyndall flicks it wide to Hoskins, looks behind for Larson, and
Canada holding him up on the wall. It appears to be all Canada at this point holding Australia, but finally the Australians get a breather here and a call against Canada for obstruction. They're going to get some fresh bodies in after that continuous play. And so we'll see if the extra subs will help out now as Australia works that out of their end.
Howard looks to start the switch and they'll get away with it. Got the halfback taking it forward, looks for her wing, and they're going to keep driving it forward. Canada coming through to shut it down. We cut the 45, heading back towards the centre now. Howard again looks for the wall and finds Vanderwood. She's going to swim it through the centre. Now Game picks it up, looks for the wing. Supported from behind by her halfback, Catalina.
Great job here by Australia on this drive now. Australia getting some momentum here. Canada holding them up on the wall though. Ellen Oliver trying to punch that through as she was just running out of air towards the end of her shift on the bottom. And they rotate and they start the drive forward. Canada getting the flick up. Can't quite get it through. And a call on the play. I believe that's going to be an obstruction call. Again, oh, no, there. Oh, yeah, it was obstruction.
Best of both worlds, chopping
Best
and
of both worlds,
obstruction,
chopping and obstruction. Yeah, all in one, exactly.
All right, Canada now finding themselves in the position they've been placing Australia under for the last 10 minutes. They're on the back foot on their defensive tray. Howard comes in, flicks up. A little high, lucky to miss the player. Drops it back to Canavan. She looks for the centre, finds
and they get a punch through. Here comes Australia now. They're trying to finish it off. It comes through into the tin. We'll see if that's the go-ahead goal by Australia. And it is. Australia striking late in the second period. 6 minutes left to play. Number 5, Casey Hoskins.
The Wonthaggi girl on debut for Australia.
What a beautiful play that was by Australia.
A beautiful team goal there from the Australian women, and well done to counter so much Canadian pressure on their defensive tray for so long. Canada taking the time now to call the timeout. Not the position they'd like to be in after the first half that they've had, but certainly they've been putting Australia under enormous pressure, just haven't quite been able to capitalise on the opportunities they've had so far. But with just under 6 minutes left in the second half, anything's possible.
And Australia now going ahead 2-1. We'll see what happens, how the Canadians respond here. Canadians have played many matches where they have been down and have come back. We'll see here if they get refocused and try to get the equalizer, or if Australia now feeling confident after putting that one in will continue to drive and put in an extra one. So we'll see how they reset here on the strike. And here we go, an exciting last 6 minutes or less in this match. Right away, Canada trying to come up the middle. And a call on the play. Unfortunately, it's against, oh, they're looking for somebody going to the box for obstruction. Oh, and it's against Canada. That will be a costly penalty at this stage of the match. 6-on-5.
Opportunity here for Australia to increase their lead. Howard looks to flick it to the left, taking it to the far wall. And we'll have a melee underneath the deck referee.
So it's a 1 minute penalty only for number 15, Valerie Robert. Canada will try to just work this off along the far side wall there if they can, so that when Valerie gets back in, she'll be right in the play. Australia looking to switch it off the wall, and they start that, but Canada picking that and trying to get it back out to the wall. Australia still keeping the pressure on, and now Canada starts to work it out with 20 seconds left in the penalty and a call on the play. and it's against Australia for legal stoppage. And so we see the Canadian getting set to jump right back into the play. So it looks like Canada's going to be no worse for wear on this one.
Daryl, you're getting a little criticism in the live chat here. Apparently a little too partisan to Australia.
No, well, you know, both teams are playing very well. It's not that I'm partisan to Australia. Australia is playing a great match. Even though I am Canadian, I got to try and be nonpartisan for the match. So.
All right, we have play recommencing again under the deck referee on the far wall. Hoskins now with the puck shut down by Canada. Looks for her halfback. Australia content to just spend a little time on the wall. Canada looked to pull it out, but no, Australia's going to take it into the center.
Oh, that was definitely a flick into the head there. And that's going to be a costly 2-minute penalty. They're going to go over and make sure the player is okay. Yeah, she got hit just in the top part of the head. They're going to make sure she's not bleeding. They just want to take a quick look here. First priority in any hockey match when somebody gets hit is player safety.
Good woman, very tough. She's just shaking it off, looks completely unfazed.
That's number 12, Dominic Adams. And she is a tough competitor. Referee definitely looking for somebody to throw out. They didn't catch the number, but he's telling them, I want the shooter in the box.
I believe it might have been Sam Blackham to launch that giant flick. Good flick for a woman. And yes, it will be Sam taking her 2 minutes into the bin. Unfortunate loss of an opportunity for Australia. They had a great switch underway and just a wayward flick, sending them down to 5-on-6.
So Canada now, it's all or nothing right here with the 2-minute penalty. They are going to drive right away and put the hammer down, trying to push into Australia's zone. Australia trying to hold them off as Canada opens up the play. Here comes the drive. They push into Australia's M. Australia now retreating, just being patient, and another call on the play for chopping again against Australia.
Kate Howard looking like she just can't believe another foul is called against her team.
So many fouls called. I'm surprised there have not been more penalties against Australia, to be honest here.
Yeah, a little lucky for Australia that the referees of this game haven't been too trigger happy. I watched the Australian men take on Turkey last night and there were bins left, right and centre.
So 1 minute left in the penalty to Samantha, and Canada now, here's the drive they need. They make the flick forward along the back wall. Canada got bodies down, they're trying to get it in there, and another call on the play against Australia again for gloving this time. And Canada with a prime opportunity on the 5-meter line. So here it goes. 30 seconds left in the penalty. Canada all in on this one. Good job by Australia initially holding off the first wave. Canada trying to get it. Here they come down the back. A big flick. Canada trying to charge down the back wall. Pushing hard. Australia holding them out. Getting it back to the corner. 10 seconds left in the penalty. Here comes the drive with some open space. No, Australia shuts them down again.
Clinical defensive work from the Australian backline. They've taken it to the corner, but we have a call from the referee. Again, Australia being sent back for chopping.
And another stick infringement, but no penalty against Australia.
Blackham back in the water, so we're 6-on-6. They've got a minute and a half to close out this game. Daryl, do you know what will happen if we finish with a 2-all draw?
Well, this is a seed match, so if it is tied, I believe it will go to an overtime. And there's a flick, and it's going to be a 2-minute penalty for Canada this time for unsportsmanlike as that puck got up and hit the player. Dangerous shot.
Australia breathing a sigh of relief. They'll now get to play against a 5-man team for the remainder of this game. And they're quick to take the free puck. Howard looks to bring it into the centre. She finds her halfback Canavan, who's going to go swim as far as she can. Flicks to White. Two of them teaming up together. But Canada quick to shut them down.
Canada knowing they're down a player, they have nothing to lose. It has to be all or nothing right now. 6-on-5. They drive it down. Here's the curl, looking for the pass over. Alita Cricken trying to get it, looking for the drop pass to her back. Ellen Oliver driving down the wall, keeping Australia there. Australia trying to hold them off, and a call on the play. And 8 White is going to the box for obstruction for 1 minute. We have 5-on-5 hockey. 45 seconds left. Canada with the advantage puck.
My heart is absolutely up in my throat. These two teams fighting so hard.
This is a barn burner, as we would say. Here comes Canada with the advantage puck. 45 seconds. Here they go. Here's the throw-in. Canada charging on the goal. Australia down. They're trying to punch it through, looking for the pass through. Australia makes a brilliant play there and gets it out, but there's a call on the play, and it's again against Australia. Oh, and the refs are going to have a little conference here on this one.
I believe the other ref might have been about to call a penalty shot or perhaps even a penalty goal for Alice Vanderwood, who was on a big swim, and it looked to be that she was infringed by the Canadian player, but I believe this other call was made first.
Yes, I believe you're correct. So we'll see what it is here. There's the glove call he's talking about.
Referees
we'll see what they're going to say.
Discussion.
The Canadian player calling for a penalty shot here on that.
Presumably for her own team and not for Australia.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see what they call. They're just calling advantage puck now, I believe, for Canada. So we still have 5-on-5 hockey. 30 seconds left. This is crazy, this match. Absolutely crazy. Here comes the flick in from Canada on the restart. There they go. They challenge in hard. Canada down in numbers. Emily Dressel trying to punch it through. She's down hard. Australia defending. They managed to kick it back out. Canada need to get something going. And another call on the surface, and it's against Canada with 20 seconds left.
Australia, a sigh of relief now. A penalty called against the Canadians, and they have the opportunity to close out this game.
Australia smartly just going towards the outside wall, trying to run down the clock now with 10 seconds left. Canada holding them at the center, but Australia, well done. And they drive Canada back into their zone. It's not going to be enough time to get the tying goal, and that will be the match. Well done to Australia. Unfortunate situation for Canada as they played with so much heart throughout that match.
Such a beautiful fight from both teams, and an absolutely thrilling game to watch. World-class sportsmanship from these amazing women's teams.
Yes, it was unbelievable for sure. And Canada, no shame there. They played with everything they had, taking on Australia in this seed match. Well done to Australia. Congratulations to you and to the team here locally. To our Canadian women, again, they played with so much heart and nothing to be ashamed of. That's what they wanted, even with the loss, to play with the heart that they had and left it all on the bottom of the pool today. So,
our goal scorers today. First goal scored by Alita Cricken. Is that
yes,
the
number
correct
4
way to score
for
her
Canada.
name? And for Australia, we had Kate Howard and Casey Hoskins with one apiece.
Well done. Stay tuned for more live underwater hockey here at the championships. We have some great matches still coming up. Next game coming up here will be the Masters men's grade. New Zealand versus South Africa. That's set to be another excellent match on this court here. More live hockey coming up shortly. Thanks again, Rami, for joining me for this fantastic match. And come back anytime.
Thank you for having me, Daryl. It was an absolute pleasure.
All right. Take care.
Right, we're just waiting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be with you shortly. We're just going to do an interview with the coach, Parko. Yes, we're just going to do an. I think South Africa won. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100%. I was watching this game. So we'll have an interview with the coach, Stuart Parkinson, on that game with a 2-1 win. 2-1 win to Australia. Right, we're going to have welcome back everybody. We're just going to have a discussion here with the coach of Australia, Stuart Parkinson, on that incredible game, a 2-1 win. You can't get it any closer. Parko, what did you think?
Oh, well, it was a real nail-biter. Apparently we like to do it the hard way, this tournament. So, we went 1 goal down pretty early. We're under a lot of pressure. The refs were definitely seeing a lot of the fouls from Australia. So Canada had a lot of the advantage initially, and then we just sort of slowly but surely clawed it back, started playing a bit more of our game, started finding the space. Girls showed a lot of heart, the Aussie girls, which is amazing. We're going to need that, to keep going. So, yeah.
There was a lot of headshots in this game. There was a number of them, which I haven't seen that many in a single match.
Yeah, I think a couple of the dangerous flicks were body shots. But there was a couple that were headshots too, which is unfortunate. But, an unfortunate part of the game.
Well, at least no one was injured. That's one of the most critical things. So now where do you sit and who do you play next?
I'm not quite sure where we sit. That was a knockout game, a crossover division knockout game. So I think we play team 1 or 2 out of Division A. So it's going to be a tough match, this next one for us.
Yeah, it certainly will be a tough match, but you've got there, so that's you get to play again. So whereas Canada don't, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, any further comments that you'd just like to say?
Look, I mean, we're having a great time. Obviously, tournament's great, and we'll keep taking the next step forwards and see what we can do.
All right, thanks, Stuart. Appreciate your time.
Is that it? No one's getting in. Is it over? I'll get in and see. Got a bit more of a break, have we? Well, there's no athletes. No one's in the warm-up field.